registered dietitian. This is The Well in session. Today I want to talk about setting New Year's resolutions. Something that I spoke to my patients this week about was making sure when you set a New Year's resolution, you are working towards a habit, not a result. So a result is something like, I want to lose 20 pounds by spring break, or I want to fit in my old jeans. A process goal is something that's going to help you get to that result. Results goals are difficult because oftentimes we don't get instant satisfaction that we are in fact doing what we are supposed to be doing in order to reach the goal we want. You're not going to lose 20 pounds in a week. And so even if you're moving towards your goal, it can feel a little disheartening. When you have a process goal and you say, I'm going to exercise at least 3 times a week, I'm going to make half of my plate a fruit or a veggie, you can see instant gratification that you are in fact doing what you said you were going to do. These process goals often give us the results that we're looking for, but are more practical. They change daily habits, and so they create a lasting routine that will keep you at your goal and sustain that result rather than having some kind of quick fix. Results goals can often depend on a lot of things like stress, hormones, schedules, but process goals are more in your control. So those are the ones that we really want to think about and work towards as you're figuring out what your New Year's resolution should be. When you're thinking about what your goal should be, something else I want you to consider is that your goal does not need to be extravagant. It does not need to be big and impressive. I actually want you to make it smaller. I want you to make it something that you know you can achieve and something you can be consistent with. The biggest predictor of success in nutrition outcomes is consistency. So if you choose something big that you can follow for a week and then you get frustrated, or you can't do on vacation, or you can't do when your brother's getting married, then that is going to be a goal that is really, really hard to keep, and the result you wanted from it is going to be difficult to obtain. I want you to think about making process goals that are smaller, that are achievable. Something like, I'm going to drink a certain amount of water per day. I'm going to exercise a certain number of times per week. I'm going to increase my fruits and veggies. Something small that you can achieve even when life is crazy. These goals also, I want you to think in your head, I'm making a New Year's resolution, or I'm making a health goal for the new year. It is allowed to change. You are allowed to switch your goals. You are allowed to build on your goals. So if your first goal is, I want to drink a certain amount of water, that is great. Find success in that. Do that. Figure out how long you want to be successful at that before you build on it. And then make another goal. I'm going to cut out eating fast food, right? On top of drinking enough water. So now your New Year's resolution or your goal is actually a system and a process, not a rule or a judgment. When you make multiple goals that you can be consistent at, that is when you are going to see results. So whatever your goals or ideas are for the new year, I wish you luck. If you want help designing or creating those things, reach out for one-on-one sessions. If you think you need help accomplishing that process or designing that system or process, reach out for a one-on-one session. If you think you maybe just need help through motivation and keeping yourself on track, check out my podcast, The Well, Pep Talks and Reflections, and hopefully that will give you what you need to keep going on the process you created yourself. Good luck, and I wish you a happy and healthy new year.